I want to talk about my buddy Mick Donato. You're going to probably notice that he's from the New England area. He has a 12-year-old as his producer, who's also on mic quite a bit.
If it's a bit, it's brilliant.
The Mick Donato Show starts now. Hey folks, how you doing there? Welcome. Wow, to another great episode of the Mick Donato Show. Danny, I feel like Steve Harvey every time I say that. You know, at the Family Feud.
Well, because we got a good one for you tonight.
Another good one for you today or something. But they're all great. And especially because we have a special guest, Mr. Dave DiGregorio, right?
How's it going?
Yeah.
And you pronounced it correctly.
I did my best. He is the director, I don't know if I get this right, of the Massachusetts State Department Fire Services Hazmat teams, right?
That's right.
Pretty much it?
Oh,
That's
wow.
It? Very cool. We're going to get to know him in just a second, but of course, Danny's here.
Also, yeah, I'm Danny, the other guy.
Yeah, he's in the booth.
Forgot to say that the first time.
He's the other guy. So we are so excited. Before we get started, as you know, you're a fan of the show. Always give thanks to our fans, even if they're not fans, but emergency responders. Those men and women who keep us safe. Who are they, Danny?
Fire.
Hazmat.
Law enforcement.
Law enforcement. Keep that fentanyl off the street.
Fentanyl off the street and the narcotic and the
military, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and of course, Border Patrol. Keep those illegals where they belong.
CIA.
Legal immigrants, come on in. My great-great-grandfather was a legal immigrant, so come on in. Love to have you.
FBI, CIA.
But of course, the three-letter agencies. Yep. ATF. NBA.
NFL. DJN. MDS.
We have fun, folks. God bless you all for what you do. Let's get into
NYPD.
this. All right. I want to thank you, Dave, for coming all the way down to Fall River, the studio. It's probably a hike for you.
Hopkinton, not too bad.
All right, very good. Hopkinton, yeah, right up 495. Mm-hmm. And your name, DiGregorio, obviously Italian, right?
100%.
Yeah, gotta be. It's kind of like the pizza, Danny. DiGiorno.
It's
right?
Not delivery.
Well,
you have no idea how many times I've been called DiGiorno.
No kidding. Here's the interesting thing. We've been lining up guests all month for this show. You actually contacted us. You wrote to Danny and said, hey, I'm a fan of the show. I like what you're doing with this Hope For Holty thing, and I'd love to be on. Danny said, we'll try to squeeze you in. And sure enough, you're here. So it's great. And you watch the show, right?
I do.
What's your favorite episode or maybe your favorite bit that we've done?
Maybe Salveson. I hate
Bobby
to even
Salveson.
say it. I hate to even say it, but it may be Bobby.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
And as far as the bit, you know what? The favorite sandwich thing, actually, I'm interested.
Yeah, we get a lot of responses to that. Mm-hmm. So it's an interesting thing. Good. That's a trick question, just so I know you actually watch the show.
I do.
Because some people say, oh, I love the show. What's your favorite bit? But that's great. We're so glad to have you. Before we get into talking to you, about your experience and all that, want to talk about why you're here, primarily. And that is, of course, the Hope For Holty campaign. Danny, bring up the website here.
Oh, yeah,
it's up on the monitor. Yeah, there it is. So look at that, Danny.
Oh, wow.
$1,035. Now, when we started this a couple weeks ago, we initially set a goal of $1,000. Right. But then our guest who was on Orange said, you know what, you got to bump that up because we had like $250
right
when we first got started. We said, yeah, we bumped it to $2,500 and we're getting there. We're midway through. But Danny, I want to ask you, so we've raised $1,035. By the way, we take this on Saturday, comes out on Sunday, so it might be different by the time you see this, but we want $2,500. How much is left, Danny?
Wait, to donate?
Yeah, how much is left to hit that goal? And here's the question. Because you can donate just
$5. $1,465.
$10.
$5. You got to do at least $5. So how much we need, Danny?
$1,465.
$1,465. And, okay. So if every one of the folks who haven't donated, and God bless those who already have, if they just gave $5, Danny, how many people have to do that? You know? You the math? He's working on it. He's got to get his calculator. Not a lot is my point.
Well,
right?
I'll say this.
Yeah.
I have almost 270 techs around the state.
Wow.
So if that's the case,
Yeah.
$5?
it should push it over.
If
easily.
all 270
$290
techs donated $5, and that's it.
$293.
Yeah. There we go. $293.
There you go.
So I am hoping that your appearance is going to just put us over the edge.
That's why I'm here.
And here's the thing: you have those techs. Now you're the director of the state.
I am.
You're in charge.
I am.
I mean, can you just make them donate and say, "Hey, you donate or you
Make them donate.
run laps or something"?
Or they
I mean,
get fired.
Legally, no. But let's just say this is a push.
I'll let the legal stuff to you.
Tell them to donate or you'll fire them.
Can't do that, Danny. But they shouldn't
Fire.
have to. They should want to. And God bless those who have. I appreciate it. So we're doing this all month with some great guests. We started off with a couple of interesting guests. Lauren Hansen, she was a marketing person, kind of helped us God. We had Dave Landau on, completely different. He's a comic, but trying to reach a broader audience. But the rest of this month, it's all focused on emergency responders, hazmat. So I just want to ask you, Dave, on this campaign, what's your take? You obviously know Scott, worked with him. Kind of what's your take on it?
So I think what needs to be said is not only was Scott a firefighter up in Littleton, but he was also a hazmat tech.
Right.
And not only a hazmat tech, but he was also a contractor in my office.
Okay.
So
and that's up in Stowe.
It's Stowe.
Yeah, got it.
So Scott, besides being a phenomenal hazmat tech, really conscientious guy, kind of a real thinker, which was really good for the office because, we've got several personalities, and as Scott, as a contractor, always would kind of question and would come in and say, hey, what about this? And always trying to push the program forward.
So he wanted to keep improving things and all that.
Exactly.
And I just want to say he's medically retired.
He is.
But I've been in touch with his wife. She's great. I know
Helen's
you
great.
know her. And they're doing as well as they can. But the bottom line is there's only so much that insurance, and all that covers. So they need our help. And the other thing is we picked this particular campaign, but I want to raise awareness for the bigger picture, right?
Sure.
There's other firefighters. There's military. I support the what is it in the military? Oh my God, I'm blanking right now. But the Wounded Warrior.
Yeah, Wounded Warrior. There's
right?
Veterans Inc.
Right. So we just have to always be looking out for what can we do. Those of us that are well able and all that to support people.
Absolutely.
Who need it. So. Again, we're doing this all month. We're going to leave the links up on the screen, the whole show. So please, please, please continue to support. Let's just not hit. Let's break that $2,500.
And let me just say this: besides the hazmat community, I mean, we're an interagency community. We work with police. We work with FBI. We work with a number of different 3-letter agencies, as you always say.
Yeah.
And, that challenge goes out to them too. It's not just a firefighter or a hazmat thing. I mean, this is a person thing.
Yeah.
This is a first responder thing.
And again, as we talked, I think on the first show, these men and women, when they go to work, they don't know. It's a dangerous job. I'm a carpenter. I go to work. I might, hit my, thumb with a hammer. That's the worst case. So yeah, God bless you for what you do. Again, we'll keep those links up during the whole show. But let's get into getting to know you, Dave.
Sure.
You're well known in the state, but I want to get to know you. Now, you're the director, as we said, of the Mass Hazmat. And just to clarify, Danny, for you and the fans, you're not a movie director. It's different. You're a director, meaning you're in charge. You don't do like,
I'm willing to try anything, but right now that's
Spielberg.
what I do.
But here's my question. That's a pretty high position. So you must report to the governor, or you're at least like third in line behind the lieutenant governor. Is that how it works?
I've got a few people in between. So I actually report to the director of operations, Dave Clemens. There is a deputy marshal and there's a fire marshal. And the fire marshal, basically he's
Okay.
he's got the governor's ear, or at least the people above him do.
You know Charlie Baker?
I've met him.
He's a
I've
pretty
actually
good
been
guy.
in a meeting with him.
He's tall.
He's very tall.
Yeah, he's like 6'8".
But down to earth.
No, he's a great guy. My point is, in principle, worst case, you could have to be governor at some point. So we'll see. But beyond that, just kind of tell us about, especially for the folks who don't know, because we have fans all over the world, by the way.
Sure, absolutely.
So kind of what you do, how you got there, your background, just kind of talk about that.
Sure. So I started out 17 years old, went into the military.
Okay. What branch?
Army.
Okay, Army.
So, and I did 8 years active duty in the military, and then as a medic. And got
So you
out.
didn't have to shoot anyone.
I didn't. Not at that time.
Good for you.
So,
Not at that time?
Oh, it's a joke.
Okay.
So, so I did 8 years as a medic.
Yeah.
I got out, but I stayed as a part-time guardsman.
Yeah.
So, and I ended up doing 22 years as an enlisted soldier. Went from private E1 up to sergeant first class.
Oh, wow.
Then decided to go to PA school, physician assistant school.
Okay, yeah.
So I became a PA. I kind of dropped back down to second lieutenant, even though I went from a non-commissioned officer to an officer.
By the way, with all due respect, this means nothing to me, all the rank, but you kind of moved up or whatever. So,
I did.
Go ahead, yeah.
And basically, I was a PA, and I had the opportunity while I was an enlisted soldier to join the civil support team.
Civil support team, as opposed to the criminal support team, right?
Sure,
If you're
absolutely.
thinking legal terms.
So the civil
case,
support
you know.
team is kind of the military's hazmat team.
Okay.
They deal with weapons of mass destruction,
Ooh.
and I was the medic for that team, and then
Okay.
became the PA for that team, and eventually became the deputy commander of that team.
Wow. Big shot.
So not so much.
Any interesting stuff happened during all that time? Anything cool you just want
You know?
to...
And
VX gas you had to deal with?
No, I mean, we trained a lot.
Yeah.
We did a lot of training. We worked with the state hazmat team, and that's a good or a way in which I actually
That's kind of
got
how
this
you got
position.
into that. Yeah,
Right.
okay.
So I worked with the prior director, and when it was time for me to retire, I got a call and said, "Hey, you may want to apply."
Okay. So military guy and then got into... Now, did you do hazmat then for the state after that? Or did you just kind of transition into sort of being at the, admin, whatever, director?
No,
level?
so I went from military to the deputy director
Okay.
under Dave Ladd. He was the director for about 17 years.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Kind of taught me the ropes of being a director because he knew he was going to retire.
Okay, yeah.
And then
Someone's got to fill those shoes, yeah.
over 3 years ago, I became the director.
All right, very good. Now, have you gone on hazmat calls?
I go on a number of hazmat
Oh,
calls.
very good.
Yep.
So a little bit later, we're going to find out what you know.
Sure.
If my friends on Facebook.
It's not much.
But that's great. Great career. And really look forward to getting to know more about that. So on a personal level, you married? Have kids?
I am. I'm married. I have 3 kids. My youngest is graduating college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, what college, if you don't mind?
It's called the Savannah College of Art and Design. SCAD.
Wow. You that, Danny? Did you know Danny is an artist?
We'll talk.
Yeah.
She's
that?
She loves it down there. It's a great school.
Yeah. He's an artist and might go into stuff like that. He draws all the sandwiches.
Yeah, my daughter wants to go into art therapy when she graduates.
Really try on the sandwiches. I just kind of
Yeah.
Well,
you're pretty talented though, Danny.
I've seen them.
Yeah. All right. I want to talk about something specific related to hazmat. Yep. Because it's in the news. The fentanyl. All right. Especially here in the Northeast, the fentanyl, big problem. And you see all the time on the news, it's overdoses and all that. And I'm sure you guys deal with that. I want to ask you, how do you deal with it? And kind of how has it changed, what you do in hazmat? Because it's relatively recent, since like the 2013, 14 when it's kind of come in. So just kind of talk about that, the dangers and how you deal with it.
Sure. We started seeing it in beginning of 2017. January of 17, we became aware that we were being called to, and honestly, we were being called to overdoses.
Really?
And there was powder around the overdose. And so you knew that person had passed away from something at that point, we couldn't identify what it was. We knew it was something. Anytime we use our instruments, we'd get something like a lactose or a mannitol.
So let me just. So what's a scenario? Maybe someone is at a house and the boyfriend calls. Let's just say the police. Said, "Oh, my girlfriend is passed out."
Exactly.
Police show up first. They're the first responders. Mm-hmm. They say, "Oh my God. This person's dead." They call the hazmat team because there's all this powder and they don't want to deal with it.
Exactly.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think the word of fentanyl was starting to get out. Some of the first responders, like police and local EMS, were worried about it.
Yeah.
They would call a hazmat team, and again, we weren't able to identify.
Yeah.
So we worked with a number of different vendors.
Yeah.
And to be able to purchase instrumentation that could actually identify.
Now, when you say that, I want to clarify. So there's this powder, a white powder, whatever. You can't just look at it, obviously. Well, it's fentanyl. And in the old cop shows, they would go, it's cocaine. Yeah. I don't think they do that
Good luck with
anymore.
That. Yeah.
My understanding is fentanyl is pretty bad stuff.
It is.
They have to dilute it down. They call it cut. Mm-hmm. I have heard on the news and stuff that you get this stuff on your skin, you die. So, but what's kind of the reality? And again, how do you guys deal with this? And how do you actually, you said you had to figure out how to identify. How do you do that?
So for one, and there were a lot of misconceptions. I mean, the fentanyl was the boogeyman when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
We started seeing it about 3 years ago. And basically, if you were in the same town, you were going to die. And it was just really kind of, it became this really something to be afraid of. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be, but the whole idea of getting it on the skin, it takes a long time for it to actually absorb into the skin. Most of the fentanyl that we're seeing is cut. We haven't seen pure fentanyl as a hazmat team.
Yeah.
That pure fentanyl obviously is much more dangerous, but we're really worried about the mucous membranes like the eyes and that type of thing, and respiratory. Those are the things that
your
we're
airway, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, you don't want to be just playing with this stuff, but the point is, if you take the right precautions,
exactly,
you do things the right way, which I'm sure you guys do, and you can handle it. All right. And you're seeing a lot of it, though. Bottom line, right?
At one time, white powders, and I'd say probably 80 to 85% of those white powders ended up being fentanyl, or a third of my calls. Danny, did you hear that?
No, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, stay away from the fentanyl.
Yeah, I know.
We actually talked on our last show with Dave Landau. He's actually a recovering drug addict, alcoholic, but he has really interesting perspective because of that. He's cleaned himself up. He's very successful. But he said he had lost like 4 friends alone in the last year from fentanyl overdoses. Why are they overdosing, though?
I think a lot of people, there are some people that are going after the fentanyl because of the word of the high from fentanyl. But there's a lot of people who are just trying to do straight heroin or even straight cocaine. And very rarely are we finding straight heroin and straight cocaine. There's usually mixed with fentanyl.
Oh, they put some fentanyl in it and give it a kick. And
many people don't know that.
Oh, my God. Danny, just stay away from it.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to.
I know that.
Speaking
I know
of that,
things.
They do these anti-drug campaigns. Remember Nancy Reagan back in the 80s, Just Say No?
Just Say No.
Yeah. And there's been others. There's a new one out, an anti-drug PSA. It's a little different, though. It speaks to the kids, I think. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to play this and get your take. So, Danny, can you bring up that clip I said, anti-drug PSA? Bring it up there. Is it up there? Buffering?
Yo, PP on the track.
What?
And I've got a message for all you kids out there.
This lady is...
Drugs aren't cool.
That's true.
They make you look like a fool. Don't take those drugs.
I don't know what she's doing.
Those drugs.
Have you seen this?
I did. I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Ask you to join. Just walk over coolly.
Is she pregnant?
And kick him in the groin.
Hey, it's fine.
I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but she got rid of it.
One more reason not to do drugs.
Look at this guy.
Don't drop that acid.
He looks like Bob Barker.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? With a badge.
Yes, I'm sure this is just as powerful as Just Say No.
Well, it speaks to the kids, Danny.
No, it doesn't. As a kid myself, I can tell you that this is not telling me anything that I already don't know.
Well, it's got a good message, regardless.
Well, yeah, it's
right?
got a good message.
She's saying is don't take drugs.
You wouldn't tell your friend to go take a look at this online? Even for the stupidity of it?
Say no. She's kicking that. I don't know what. Excuse me, where this one? He's got a dog. All right, take it down. Take it down.
No, I want to keep watching it.
What?
See?
Yeah.
See, he's intrigued.
No, I guess I am intrigued, but like, I want to.
I don't know why getting a dog helps.
It's like maybe a service dog or something.
Got a revolver?
But you're intrigued by it. You wouldn't be intrigued by the Just Say No commercials.
That's right.
I guess so.
Nancy Reagan just say no.
It's so
You imagine Nancy Reagan
all over
dancing
the
like
place.
that?
I'm wondering where
That
it's
would've
gonna go next.
No, I'm going to try to get that out of my mind right now.
You'd have to be on drugs to watch that one.
Well, I guess. What if I take prescription drugs?
No, you don't need it. Street drugs. I've said that. Only take it if a doctor says. Take it, and then only take what the doctor says.
That brought
Get rid of it once you're done.
That's what kind of started this whole thing, right?
That's exactly it.
Doctors prescribing the Percocet and OxyContin and all that.
Yeah, I mean, as a PA, I'm not saying I haven't prescribed opioids, but you prescribe it in the right amounts, and basically you really watch out for those that are potentially looking for recreation.
Yeah. Don't eat your face. What the?
Her hat is getting picked up by the girl.
How would you even do that? How would you eat? How long is this, Danny?
Soldier life.
Oh,
All right, take it down, Danny. Take it down.
I think that's the end of it.
Take it down, Danny.
It's almost over. I don't want to see the rest.
He's intrigued.
Buy some crack, huh? Hey, you want to buy some crack?
Yes,
sure, I'd love to.
Hey,
What's the police?
you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to kick him in the groin.
Going to jail forever.
Yes, that's exactly how it goes.
Arm
See
heroin.
me because I'm black. Yes, I am. Or C. You want to buy some nose cocaine? What? To the groin! Oh, my groin! Oh!
Old lady.
Oh, my groin. The correct answer is C. Always kick the drug dealer straight to the groin. Oh, my groin.
All right.
Drugs
All right, now can we take it down,
Okay, yeah,
Danny?
we can take it down now.
But that was pretty interesting. He got into it, right?
Kick to the groin.
And again, good message. You can't argue with anything she said.
That's right.
As far as don't take drugs. All right. Real quick, before we get into the other part, I just want to point out, you guys don't just respond to events. You actually do protection, like for the marathon.
We do.
And Boston Marathon. And I wanted to ask, were you at the marathon in 2013?
I was not. So I was
Okay.
at that time. I was actually the deputy state surgeon for the National Guard.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't with the CST.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you went there. I was just curious.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys, you do that now, right?
Yes.
Like for this year's marathon coming up in April, what were you guys, and not divulging secrets, but in general, what do you do to sort of support that?
So we have stationary teams on the route in every town from
Hopkinton.
From Hopkinton to
Where
Brooklyn.
you live.
And then Boston
I just-
covers Boston.
All right.
And we have stationary teams that do monitoring. We also have teams that are in vehicles on both sides of the route that are jumping along the route with the majority of the runners to make sure that we're covering the route all the way.
And what are they looking for? This is a hazmat, but
any type of release, whether it be chemical.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Maybe some wingnut, decides to, release some gas. I don't know.
Exactly.
Okay.
Working with the state police.
So you're monitoring, you're checking.
Bomb squad as far as suspicious packages.
Right. And you also, as I understand, you guys go to Gillette Stadium for the Pats games.
We do.
Right?
For the playoff games.
Just for the playoffs?
So the regular games are covered by the state police bomb squad.
Oh, okay.
We do have a couple of guys that work, not for me at that time. They're actually working for Foxborough Fire. Believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
But
the
they're
actual
my
local
hazmat
fire
techs.
department.
Yes.
But the part of your
yes.
bigger. Okay. The reason I ask is tried to get a Patriots cheerleader on the show for this. And actually, I was in touch with one, believe it or not.
And?
Well, she couldn't make it. She said, yeah, I want to support this, but I'm busy. I just didn't know because you work with. Do you know Bob Kraft?
I don't know Bob
Could
Kraft.
you maybe put in a word?
I do know the fire chief for Foxborough Fire,
So-
though, who happens to be one of my hazmat techs.
All right. We tried. We did. What a great way to raise awareness.
Sure.
But she said, yeah, I'm busy. So anyway, rather have you. All right. Now it's time, Dave. And I know you've been worried about this. But you're in charge of hazmat.
Oh.
Now is the time.
What's your favorite sandwich?
No, not yet, Danny.
Oh.
Now is the time
That I can answer.
where we get to know how much or how well does Dave DiGregorio, director in charge, state Massachusetts hazmat, know about actual hazmat.
Not
So-
much.
I thought it was the sandwich.
So we're going to do that, Danny. Here's how it works, Dave. All right. I have 5 questions. They're all, general hazmat, different categories.
Sure.
Right? And they were submitted by my fans. Also, the answers were submitted by my fans. So I have no idea
I was going to say, you might want
If
to
they're
check on
right.
the answers.
if they're right. But the deal is, you got to get 3 out of 5.
Okay.
All right. And guess what you get if you win? You get an official Mick Donato show. Look at that hat.
Oh.
Go with my Mick Donato shirt.
Yeah, with your shirt you already have.
That's right.
And that's like a $30, $40 value, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
actually,
that's a lot.
like,
So that's
a
what's
lot
on
of
stake.
work.
I'm going to put it there.
Why are we selling that for so
Well,
much?
luckily it's under $50 because I cannot accept a gift over $50.
Yeah, well,
By state law.
I don't know if you'll be accepting it anyway.
I don't think so.
But by the way, if you want to get one of these, where do they go, Danny? How do they get a hat? McDonato.com
Oh, wait, is it
/shop.
show.com?
McDonato.com/shop.
Oh, just McDonato.com.
All right.
I forgot our own.
The other thing is you
URL.
have 5 seconds to answer each one. So I know you got your phone there. Don't be Googling the answers. You don't have time.
So I can't phone a friend.
Yeah, turn off the Wi-Fi, Danny. Here we go.
I can't do that right
This should be
now.
fun. All right, here we go. This first question. Now, this is about detection and monitoring.
Mhm.
Okay? So, here's the question. What meter do you use to test for a flammable atmosphere?
PID.
Sorry, got that one wrong. Flammable atmosphere is either a combustible gas indicator, an LEL sensor, or a multi-gas.
Multi-
So
Gas.
you already
Yep.
lost?
Yep, I already lost.
All right, so go
What
for
is
one.
a
Go for
PID?
one.
Wait, let's.
No idea what
Can
a
we
PID
make it
is.
so it's like he has to get this many out of this many, right? Anyone's?
We did, Danny. You're obviously not listening. You're playing Minecraft.
I'm not playing.
He's got to get 3 out of 5.
Oh.
He's over
I-
1. All right, next
okay.
one. All right, this one, a little different. This is about PPE. You know what PPE
I
is?
do.
What's PPE?
Personal protective gear. Yeah, personal protective equipment.
Jeez, I asked him PPE and he said personal protective gear.
PPG.
Anyways, there's the different levels, level A, level B, all that.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't. This is what the people said. Anyways, all right, it's a little scenario.
Okay.
It's about PPE selection. Here we go. All right. You're on I-95, or as they say around Boston, Route 128.
Yep.
Right? It's 100 degrees outside. It's one of those just sweltering July days. It happens to be. You have to cold tap a leaking 406. What is the PPE of choice?
I think there's a couple of things that you could use. One,
5 seconds.
proximity gear is what you could use because of the flammability. Could you go in with a bunker gear with SCBA? You could do that also.
You got that one right, Danny. The correct answer,
Hey,
according
you
to
did
the
it.
person who posted, bunker gear
But
and
we-
SCBA.
But we actually we use proximity gear because of the.
Well, that wasn't listed yet, so all right. Take it up with the fans.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Take it
One
up with the chief.
1 for 2. All right.
Oh, wait, he is the chief.
Here we go. Yeah, exactly. Take it up with the director. That's him. All right. This one, a little bit different now.
Okay.
Is about grounding and bonding.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. I hope I read this right. According to the 2014 edition of NFPA Standard 77, what is the maximum resistance in ohms? I think I said that right, ohms. You can have in a temporary emergency grounding field at a hazmat scene. 5 seconds.
I'm guessing. 1,000.
Director. What was that?
1,000.
You got it.
Is that correct?
1,000 ohms. We also would have accepted 1 kilo ohm.
Okay.
Apparently they're the same thing. So, all right, look at that. 2 for 3.
2 for 3. He can get it.
Good stuff.
I can't believe I got the first one wrong.
All right. Number 4. Now, this one's just about general chemistry.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
All right, here we go. What determines whether a liquid is flammable or combustible, and be specific? 5 seconds.
Flammable or combustible? Are you talking about its
You heard
vapor
the
pressure?
question. You heard the question. What determines?
Vapor pressure.
Is that your answer?
Sure.
Final answer?
Yep.
Sorry, Danny. Danny, you have the answer there?
What are you looking for?
It says, I don't understand
It's
any of this,
the answer,
but it
again,
says
according to it's the
flash
flash
point below
Oh, okay.
is
If the-
140
it says- yeah, okay,
Fahrenheit
same thing. No, it's
is
not.
flammable.
It's not the same.
If the
above
flash point is below 140 Fahrenheit, it's flammable. Above 140
Got it.
is combustible, at least according to the DOT, as
Okay.
I understand.
Yep.
All right. So what are we? Where are we at, Danny?
So he has to get the rest of
2
them
for
right
4?
to win?
You got one more.
Got one more.
Got
Gotta
one
get it.
more.
Oh, come on.
Here we go
You
for
got
the prize. This one's just about mitigating a chemical leak.
Okay.
All right. Scenario: you have an ethanol alcohol, like vodka. You have an ethanol leak and need to foam it, whatever that means. Do you go with the AR-AFFF or the plain old AFFF? Which one? Multiple choice.
I will go with B.
Which was B?
Whatever the second one was.
AFFF.
Or what was the second?
So the first one was AFFF. The second one was just AFFF.
Actually, I'm going with the AR.
AR. And follow why?
You can't have a follow-up question.
Coin test.
There's no follow-up question.
He's right. He's right. It is by the way, this one come from Bobby Salveson of FDNY Hazmat Guys.
Thanks, Bobby. I'll get you back.
But he says it's ARAFFF because it says here a polar solvent, like a polar bear, like it's really cold. I don't know. I don't know this stuff. You got to get your mom Laurie in here. It says because a polar solvent will eat the foam blanket, and apparently ethanol is polar.
No, it is. That makes sense.
So you take it up with Bobby.
I will.
So 3 out of 5. He wins. He wins, right, Danny? However, we have a bonus question.
Okay.
Just in case. So you already won. Just relax.
Okay. Good deal.
We have a bonus question submitted by Travis Rebello of Mass DFS District 1, New Bedford Fire.
Who used to work for me?
Used to? I mean, as of now? Used to? All right. This one's about PPE. It's a visual. We're gonna bring up a picture, and here's the question.
Sure.
Different levels of PPE. We talk like level A, I think B, and whatever. The question's going to be what level of PPE is shown in the picture. Danny, bring it up. All right, there we go. What level of
That
PPE?
is protection against the German coronavirus.
There you go. I actually thought, I was looking at it, I said, I thought it looks like your wife was trying to protect you from other women hitting on you.
That is a good
Is that your wife
looking
in
guy.
that picture?
That is a good looking guy.
Is that your wife?
Yeah, that's my wife. So
Yeah.
we just, in October, we actually went to Oktoberfest, had a blast, went to Switzerland. Good
for
trip.
you. All right, take it down, Danny.
That's great.
Just had a little fun. But you win the hat. Good for you.
I appreciate it.
Wear it proudly.
I would take it off now, but I have to take off my
You
headphones.
get in trouble with the state because it costs too much.
I would proudly.
Real quick. I want to ask you about the Pats.
Sure.
All right.
Big fan.
Brady is apparently leaving or not leaving. So I want to bring up this website. Danny, I sent you earlier. It's a story actually on CBS Boston. So look at the headline. Tom Brady update. This is from yesterday. QB is definitely staying with the Patriots, but also is definitely leaving the Patriots.
It depends on
Well,
who you
everyone's
ask.
definitely leaving the Patriots at some point.
We're not going to read it, but I just want to know. Here's the thing. Bleacher Report, I don't know if you follow them. They said that he's staying. They posted a meme. Christian Fourier
said 99.6%
he's leaving.
Wiggins says he's staying.
My question for you is, what's your prediction? And more importantly, do you even care?
I do. I care a
I know-
lot
I know
because up until last year, I was a season ticket owner for the Patriots.
Oh, wow.
I took it. Well,
Paying you a lot
for
of money.
different reasons, I took it off. I'm actually coaching football now.
Okay.
But do I think he's staying? I think the wishful thinking part of me says yes.
Yeah.
I think that Kraft, if he's smart, will stay with him because basically Brady created the current Patriots and everything that they are.
Yeah, and basically what Brady's saying is, hey, he's a free agent, right?
Mhm.
He's been taking less money.
He
I
has
mean,
been.
what's the difference in, I don't know, 30 million and 20 million, whatever it is, but they could bring on people, but that's the whole point, right? What are they going to pay him?
Well, the whole
He's
idea.
like 47 years old, so I don't know how much longer.
If they keep him, I'm sure that you're aware of this. If they keep him, there's a $13.5 million cap hit that they have to add to his salary.
Yeah.
So that's it's a factor.
Yeah. So you're saying you want him to stay,
I want him to stay.
and do you think he'll stay?
I do.
That would be great.
So on record, Danny.
Wait, I have an answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't care,
Yes, I know.
but I think he's gonna stay because
Yeah.
I saw this advertisement where we should watch it in the next show. But
Maybe we will. Right.
It's pretty good. It's
All right.
great.
Anyway, just want to get your thoughts. Big Pats fan. I mean, once they lost, I stopped. I didn't watch the Super Bowl.
I did. I mean, I watched the Super Bowl because I'm a football fan, but to be honest with you, I could care less who won.
Yeah, exactly. All right. One other quick thing before we get to what's your favorite sandwich. I wanted to show you because here's the thing: firefighters, they don't just fight fires, right? They do medical, all that, a lot, of course, hazmat. And here's the thing: they don't even just help people. Now you might have seen this; it's been around the internet, but maybe not. Danny, bring up that clip I sent you about the Australian firefighter. Bring it up there.
Lizards that have fallen out. No, that's Florida when they've fallen out of trees.
See this one?
Oh, shoot, he's not ready. Keep it.
That's a lizard that drowned in a pool.
You want to get like the whole thing?
Lizard.
He's giving him CPR.
As a former medical provider, he's actually got good technique there.
Wait, do it this angle. We can see
Have you seen this video?
I
You can see him breathing from this angle. He's breathing on his own.
He's breathing.
Yes. We've done CPR.
Off-duty
Oh my
firefighter,
god,
see?
he's swallowing.
And there he goes, little guy. They saved him.
That's impressive.
What do you think of that?
That is impressive.
Now, would you do that? Would you
Why
CPR
not?
to a lizard?
I CPR. I do the compressions. Would I do mouth to mouth? I don't think so.
Yeah, well, that's
So-
maybe you have to get one of those. What are they like the mask? You know, that you put over.
bag valve mask.
Yeah. Here's the thing I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong. I just heard this. CPR rarely works. That most of the time,
It's defibrillation.
Yeah,
Defibrillation is really
that's where you do the zap, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So I was just curious. I thought that was cool. So God bless the. Here's the thing in Australia, they're dealing with all those.
koalas and
Well, I'm just saying the
kangaroos,
fires. down
fires.
there. This guy's taking time to save a lizard. So anyway, God bless him. All right, it's time, Danny. It's time for what we do with all our guests. It's time to play. Guess what?
What's your favorite sandwich?
Yeah, roll the production, Danny.
Oh yeah.
And now it's time for What's Your Favorite Sandwich? With your host, Mick Donato.
All right, so you've seen the show.
I have.
You know how this works.
I do.
Danny is right now drawing.
You're gonna hear
What?
the drawing.
Yeah, you can hear what he thinks your favorite sandwich is. You have to say what your favorite sandwich is, and if they match, you win.
I'm trying to telepathically, Danny, send
I'm
it your
going to
way.
say we've had very few
I'm not
winners.
getting it. I'm not getting the challenge.
All right. While he's doing that, I got to point out, what's your favorite sandwich? Brought to you by our great sponsor, sandwichforyou.com. You go to the website, you order the sandwich. It's delivered in the patented sandy wrap packaging. It's hot and fresh, delivered by drone, right to your doorstep. Sandwichforyou.com. Check it out. So, how's it going, Danny? Almost done?
I think I'm almost done.
He really is an artist. I mean, he does some great stuff. So, yeah. So you really think the Pats are gonna, or Brady's gonna stay with the Pats?
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I really am. Because what's the alternative? Who are we going to get as a quarterback?
Another quarterback.
Yeah,
What's the
but
alternative?
who?
You get someone else.
Teddy Bridgewater, maybe.
You know.
Yeah. So I'll stick with
That's
Brady.
how they
Let him
do it.
retire as a Pat.
And again, if you got any ends down there in Foxborough,
I'm actually going to make a phone call when
Would
I
love to
when
have
I
you
when I
there.
get off.
hell, I'd love to have the whole crew of them back here.
Absolutely. So would I. I thought they'd be there today.
You been down the Fall River?
I have.
You seen the Battleship Cove and all that?
I have.
Yeah, yep. Pretty cool.
My son when he was younger.
Danny, you ready? Come on, quickly.
Okay, I'm
We're
done.
short on time. All right.
Okay, my bad.
Oh.
So I thought about how the fact that you're like,
Hold on. All right. Here we go.
oh yeah.
Time to learn. Dave DiGregorio, Director, Mass State Department Fire Services Hazmat, big shot. Next in line, pretty much the governor. What is your favorite sandwich?
I grew up in Medford. Bob's for Foods. It is a large steak tip and cheese with mushroom sub on a braided sesame roll.
Mushroom?
Sounds delicious.
It is the best.
Did you
sandwich
get
in
all
the
that, Danny? Show the folks.
I got none of that.
Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
so my guess, it's gonna sound weird, but I'll explain it. It's called the Jack in the Box Spicy Chicken Sandwich because it's really hot and spicy. So basically, I just went on my phone and during the show, this
That's a
was
great
last
picture,
minute,
though.
I googled hottest, spiciest sandwich ever, and I chose the first result because you're like a fire guy. So
You're a fire guy and you like
Yeah.
hot stuff.
Just to clarify, all of the hazmat techs in the system
Yeah.
are all firefighters.
Yeah.
I am not. I'm
You're not a firefighter.
I'm not.
Yeah, good for you.
yeah, but like you look over the fire.
Yep.
Anyways, you lose,
It still
obviously.
counts.
But you know, people do. We got to wrap up, folks. I got to get out of here because February vacation started. Danny, put the thing down.
Yeah.
And of course, I have to go take care of my ex-wife's damn cats up in Berkeley. I got to go feed them, so I got to head up there right away. And you know what's weird? So I don't know if you know, my ex-wife and her boyfriend Derek, they're going on a cruise. They left today, taking our boys, and that's fine, whatever. I got to watch the cats, all right? And because she thought it might snow, she's like, "Well, I don't know if we're not going to get the sidewalk shoveled. No one's going to be there, so I'm not going to give you a key to the front door, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to put the garage door opener because they're going to get the driveway plowed if it snows.
Mhm.
I'm going to put it in a safe out back. I'm going to give you a key to that safe. What do you think of that? So I got to take this key, open the safe, get the garage door opener to open the garage so I can get in case it snows.
Just give you a key to the house.
Well, that's the thing, but she's afraid if it snows and the steps aren't shoveled, I'm going to slip and fall, and God forbid,
Sewer.
I sue her.
So nothing came from the text when you initially you thought there maybe was.
Well, I thought, but then she said, "I need you to watch the
cats.
cats," and it's like an escape room. I'm going to go to that safe and open up. It's going to be a clue. Now I got to go to the shed, and oh God, that's what I got to do the whole week.
Mick, you're a good guy.
We got to wrap up. Plugs on the screen. Again, folks, donate to the Hope for Holty. We have, we didn't mention this. We have these great shirts.
Yep.
Thanks to Scott's wife, Andy, zoom in real quick.
Helen, thank you.
Yes, Helen, thank you so much. Yeah, on the logo, and they're great. I want to thank
Holty pin.
I got the pin on Dave, and certainly want to thank you, Dave, for coming down. It's been great.
Also I'm wearing it too. You probably
yes,
saw
Danny
that.
has one too. You see Danny here. We have a great guest next week. All right. Her name is Dr. Christina Baxter. Do you know her?
I do.
You ever heard of her?
C-backs.
C-backs? Yep. Uh-oh. What do we got?
C-backs away.
Oh. Andy, zoom in. Zoom in. What is that?
Christina, I love you.
What is that?
She's a superhero.
That's amazing.
Here's the thing.
I love that.
I don't know her.
Me neither.
My friend Mark, Danny and Andy's dad, he kind of knows her through his work. Said she'd be great to talk about this. But I'm not sure what she's a doctor of.
I'll tell you what, she has forgotten more in chemistry and hazmat than I've ever learned. She's just that type of person.
Well, ask about what she's forgotten then.
Obviously, by the test.
But she's going to be on via Skype next week. Looking forward to it. Dave, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mick.
It's been a true pleasure. Again, donate Hope for Holty campaign. And we always want to give thanks to all those emergency responders, those who keep us safe. Fire, hazmat, right? Law enforcement. Right, Danny? Narcotics. Keep that fentanyl off the street.
Yeah.
Military.
Wait, was I supposed to be? Military, Army, Navy,
Air Force, Marines. I include you, Coast Guard. Even though you're not part of the DOD unless it's time of war.
And the FBI, and the CIA, and the MDS, and the DJN, and the NFL, and the NBA, and the
We got it all.
NHL.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. Danny, any final thoughts? Nope. Nothing?
Donate.
One word. Donate. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. Folks, thanks for watching. See you next time. Take care.
This has been the Mick Donato Show.